Okay, here is the cabinet for that Addison 5A radio. Um, it's coming apart at all the seams, pretty much. Um, we've got some cracking here, down here, up here. We may have something started there. It it may have been dropped at one time, or banged, or had a little rough handling, either deliberate or inadvertently. Um, we have this splitting here. This piece here is about ready to fall out. It is separating from here, from down here. On the back side, we have it's separating over here, just like it is here. And this here is holding on pretty good, but not. It might give loose later with enough flexing. It's giving loose down here along this seam. Up in front, this here is separating here from the main face on the front. The base is coming loose. I'm not surprised, pretty much, because it's missing a lot of its little wedgies in here that kind of help hold the single pieces together, and then they use small brad tacks in here to hold it together. And the tacks, I don't know if you can see this, but they're all coming loose. I mean, they've all given loose. Some are missing, so I'm not surprised that it's coming apart after all this time. The base is loose, and this, I don't know, has come apart from the base here, where one of the fasteners for the chassis to the base of the to the cabinet is, and even the bottom tacks are coming loose. So we're gonna take it all apart anyway, because it's just a better way of taking care of some of the finish on this and getting it sanded back down to bare wood, and because there's no sense in trying to squeeze this all back to get it all glued and wipe it down, because it just ain't gonna make it. The grill cloth, it's pretty much intact, but since the cabinet's going to get a redo, the grill cloth is going to get replaced. I've tried cleaning these, or soaking them, and trying to get all the staining and crud out of the fabric, and all it does is just fall apart. So I'm just going to replace it. Heck with it. So anyway, that's going to be our task now today, is blowing this thing apart and getting her back to good shape. So stay tuned. Alright, got it out of the case. Um, it's been sitting around for quite a while. Um, speaker looks pretty good. It's got a little split right there from something, a little split over here from something, but what is the problem with this thing that it's really not a problem, it can be fixed, and that's what'll be done is this dial assembly right here is steel. I don't know why the hell they made it out of solid steel, but it's got it holds the dial face in, and I believe that is plastic, and it is mounted onto the speaker here at these 2 points, and that's all that holds this upper assembly on the dial and the lamp. And the problem is that the mount is broken right off the speaker field coil casing. So I'll have to weld that. I'll have to get that tack welded back in there. So, and that's the only thing that holds this whole upper assembly, plus the speaker, is that little bracket right there. So that's going to have to be a thing to take care of when I start breaking this chassis down. So more to come. Okay, the antenna loop on the rear of the chassis appears to be intact. It ohms out good. I'm sure the mica caps on the back are good. Just was drawing up a diagram to show how this hooks onto the radio and hooks into the antenna coil on the chassis, and taking some initial readings. So we'll continue on and stay tuned. Okay, we managed getting off that speaker and field coil. It's got itself in a pretty bad rust job. So we'll get the thing reattached here. Right now, I'm going to test this antenna coil, primary, and we're getting ohms on it and continuity, so that primary is good. And we're going to check the secondary on this coil. I hate these little clippy thingies. Okay, we're getting continuity on that, 2 ohms. So the antenna coil is in peak condition. Alright, moving on. Underneath the chassis, we'll go to the oscillator coil here and see how she's doing. We got continuity and 2 ohms on the primary. Got continuity and 2 ohms on the secondary. Now to the shortwave oscillator coil. Continuity and 6.8 ohms on the secondary, and continuity and 2.5 ohms on the primary, or primary and secondary. Okay, so those two check out. So they got a good clean bill of health. We'll move on to the next task. Okay, moving on. We'll check out the IF transformers and see how they're doing. The first IF, primary. We got tone and 18.6 ohms, so primary, good. Secondary, we got tone and 18.3 ohms. Voila, life. Okay, first IF, primary and secondary coils are good. Second IF, primary, we got a tone and we got 18.7 ohms on the primary. Secondary, we got a tone and we got 18.3 ohms. So the secondary has got life and the second IF is good. So the only other thing I haven't checked yet is the field coil on the speaker. Hang on a minute, let me get these leads dressed and we'll be back to check it. Okay, got them leads exposed. We'll check the audio transformer secondary and see what we get. 2.3 ohms, good. Now we'll check the primary of the audio transformer. 197 ohms, so that is good. We won't get a tone because of the resistance reading is so high. But we do get a reading, and that's a good thing. And the field coil is 432 ohms, so that is good. Everything is good in this radio as far as coils and transformers. So that is a good start. I was just noticing too that except for this Rogers tube, which is the power output tube, all the other tubes in here I don't know if you can see that. Addison, 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 Addison. All the tubes but the power tube are original tubes. Let's hope they check out all right. I haven't checked them yet, but I will before we put this thing into a test. Right now, the chassis is going to go through a bath and everything's going to get cleaned up so that I can start putting it on the operating table. So stay tuned.